Are your eyes okay? You don't have to cry. It's not that serious. Although I did burn my hand this morning. Twice. Doing the same thing. I'm like, that was stupid. It's still stupid. I was baking bread.
Idiot.
Really?
Don't touch my probably not.
Learn how to bake bread, children. It's good for you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chuck Huber. I am a voice actor, and also just a regular actor, and I'm a father, and a husband, and a human man. Did I just look at my penis? Is that the first thing I did? I've got problems.
I just know you looked at this.
No. I started voice acting in the role of Android, Garlic Jr. in Android 17 on Dragon Ball Z. And then I was Hiei in Yu Yu Hakusho in Austria and Hetalia, Stein and Soul Eater, and a bunch of other ones, Ash and Black Butler. Kululu and Sergeant Frog, Hero from Shin-Chan, Soldier A through Z, many different things. This is my acting workshop. Typically what I like to do, if we do things well enough, I may save time at the end for, does anyone have stuff they want signed or pictures they want to take? Did everyone get their opportunity? Raise your hand if that's something you're interested in. Okay, so yeah, I'll save like 5-10 minutes at the end, and we can make a line this way so that people can exit. Just so you can say, I went to his workshop and got to skip the line. Well, there may be a line. At least there won't be J. Michael Tatum's line. That was really long. So I like to open it up by starting with questions, any questions you'd like to ask about anime, about voice acting, about acting in general. And then I will ask for, put your hand in. Then I like to get some volunteers, and we get up and we do some acting. And then we do exercise 1, then we do exercise 2, and then we're done. That's the whole deal. But I like these exercises because they give you every building block you need for decent acting. I have like a psychic ability to see sneezes. I don't know if that's psychic. I think it's called eyesight. So I like these exercises because they show all the building blocks of acting, because acting is really very simple, although it is terrifying at times. And hopefully you'll be terrified today. So, any questions to begin? Yes, sir.
How was it playing Hero from Shin-Chan?
I loved playing Hero from Shin-Chan. That was the most like my real life. Not the drunk part. Hoo, Hero, hoo. It's a little bit of a drinker. But it's like my life because they did family bed. They all slept sort of in the same bed together, and we did that. And there was one episode where Hema peed on Hero's head. And I was like, that happens. That totally happens. There was one day my wife was like, do you smell that? And I was like, yeah. God, someone peed somewhere. Is it me? We're like going all over the house looking for where one of the, because I got 6 kids, so there's, I know, it's like a car wreck. We were looking around for where the pee smell was coming from, and finally she was like, smelled my back, and she was like, someone peed on me. So in the middle of the night, I guess the diaper had gotten whatever, and then the child peed on me. That's why Shin-Chan is like my life.
Can you give it to be a man phrase?
No, to be a man you must have honor, and a penis. And that's an interesting line because originally it wasn't that, it was something else like, to be a man you must roofie your date and date raper or something. I was like, that's not being a man, that's being a complete jerk. And I said, to be a man you have to have honor. And our engineer went, and a penis. Let's make that a song. And so we did. Shin-Chan was fun for that reason, because I got to say the word penis.
do you watch the shows that you voice act in?
Yeah, quite often. Like I watched all of FMA. I watched Yu Yu Hakusho. I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z except my episodes. 'Cause that thing's long. And I watched all of Baccano. I watched the season of Sergeant Frog that I wrote. I watched all of Italia. I didn't watch. Don't hate me. I watched my episodes of Black Butler, but not anybody else's. Ash and Black Butler.
So weird.
There's just not enough time in the day to watch everything. So there's some that I've never watched, like I've watched all of Soul Eater.
There we go.
Can't skip that. Totally in love with her. Don't know why. No, I know why. 'Cause that's about the ones I've
Why are you
watched.
laughing
You know, I
like
watched
that?
Summer Wars when that came out. That was a lot of fun to watch. And of course, I watched all of Iron Man, the movies, because I'm Robert Downey Jr. Darn it! You keep trying to manifest that. It doesn't work. Yes.
What's your favorite scene from Summer Wars?
All the ones I'm in? No, you know, when they go into the alternate reality, just the animation in that is so freaky, weird, and awesome. It's like, yeah, wow! And then you go back. And you know, where Grandma dies? Oh, sorry, spoiler!
Don't worry about it.
You know, it's like a really good family drama, so I just love the interaction of the family, because I come from a big family. I got 5 brothers and 2 sisters. I got 6 children. I've got several mothers. That's impossible. Well, okay, I mean, you can only... You came out of all of them. That's impossible. Yeah, we could have, you know, spiritual, figural mothers and partners and whatnot. Yeah, sure, that's absolutely possible. But, you know, there's only one. Yes.
Call me Mom.
That's all right. You can call me Mom if you need.
So, Mom, what are you doing?
That's so creepy. What was your question?
What do you do, like, before you go into a part or, like, start doing your voices? What do you do to, like, get ready for it?
You know, a lot of the voices come from physicality. You'll see the character on screen and you hey, I'm a wiggly guy. Like Austria has to come out with my hands like this. I come to Austria with my hands are shaking a lot, and then they come on my nose, just like a... Oh, those heads turn. If you hide your nose, you're not embarrassed. I forgot what it is. For like Android 17, it was just simply about relaxing. Sabat was directing, and I was like, came in, I was Android 17. Am I gonna be Android 17? He's like, no, relax. I'm like, I'm Android. And he's like, no, don't. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going, hey, kill all the humans. He's like, perfect. But that's easy. It should be easy. Yeah.
This is kind of like a two-part thing. Like, do you still audition for roles, or do they just like approach you? And then when you do audition for roles, is it still just as nervous as like when you first started auditioning?
No, it's certainly not as nervous anymore. There's a sort of professional attitude that I love auditioning. I'm a very good auditioner because I know that's the one moment that I have to just sort of uncork and let loose and just you know, be as much of me as I can. There are roles that I will just be given. People will call me and say, hey, come in and do this role. It's perfect for you. You know, we've got this sort of scientist teacher with a screw through his head. He's crazy. Call Chuck. And there's some role. Yes, for crazy lad. And there's lots of roles that I have to audition for. You still get nervous. There's no way to avoid being nervous in acting. Acting is, they've done studies on the human body, and the most stressful thing you can do to the human body is try to make it land a jet aircraft on an aircraft carrier at night in the middle of the ocean. That stresses the human body the most. Number 2 is poop. No, is as much as landing a $40 million aircraft on a bobbing sort of speck of light. So when you get up to do exercises, when you stand up in front of a group of people, you are asking because your body has a limbic system, your adrenal cortex, so everything sort of works together to prevent death. Unfortunately, we are faced with death almost never in this society. You're never like, you know, you're not running from bears and wild animals and tribes with machetes trying to kill you or anything. You know, we're just like, oh my God, I miss Gilmore Girls. You know, and so our adrenal, it's about training your adrenal system not to react, training it to go, because when it reacts, it wants to fight or kill. Both bad choices while acting. Unless your character has to fight and kill, in which case you can use it. But that energy of being nervous never goes away. I was nervous, they got me over at the alumni house over there, and I'm thinking, oh, I've got to go do my acting panel. I'm terrified. Moments before I come into a group like this, I'm scared. And then you guys are all nice, and I don't have to kill you. Or run away. And I tell my adrenal system, I'm like, relax, they're not going to hurt. Except this one.
As Reaver and Shane Michaels had him as Kamui, was it fun just kind of putting up with like all of his yelling and shit?
He is, that's just like him and I in real life. No, J. Michael and I get along very well, but that was a fun show to do.
It's my favorite.
Now it's my favorite for the next 3 seconds.
When was the last part you had to work for, and when was one that you just got called up and he's like, hey, we want you to do this?
The last one I just got called in to do was a character for Space Dandy. I play a alien plant. It is. It's like an Audrey too. It's like a Little Shop of Horrors thing. And that's quite a show, Space Dandy. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
It's pretty freaking awesome. And one that I had to work for really hard. The last film role I got was a movie called Parkland, which was produced by Tom Hanks and starred Paul Giamatti and Billy Bob Thornton and Zac Efron. And my scene was with Paul Giamatti, and there were like 3 parts that were in my. I drove to Austin 6 times to audition for it, and I auditioned for the part I really wanted, 3 times, and then they gave it to my buddy Jeff Schmidt. And then I auditioned for the second part I really wanted, and then they gave it to a friend of mine who's a casting director up in Oklahoma. And then I got the third part, which was okay, but not as good as the other 2. The other 2 I knew couldn't be cut out of the movie because of where they were in the narrative. The third part I was like, that's gonna get cut. Because you can kind of tell it was a repetition of the narrative and they could trim it down. So I'm in the movie for like 2 seconds. But I worked really hard to be in that movie for 2 seconds. Yes, Becky?
What influenced you to do voice acting?
Brad Jackson. My buddy Brad Jackson was like, hey, they're auditioning for Dragon Ball Z over at this bank building in North Richland Hills. You should go audition. And I was like, okay. And then I almost didn't go. And this is one of those situations where I had like a flat tire and my day was horrible, my bank account was overdrawn, my hamster died. But it was a horrible day and I almost went, forget it! Acting is stupid! I didn't audition at all. And then at the last minute I went, I better audition for this. And I did. And 15 years later, I'm like, I'm really glad I didn't quit. Because sometimes these opportunities come up and you just have to know that this is an opportunity and you have to know this is the time I have to go for it. And the key components to succeeding in anything, whether it's acting or brain surgery, well, maybe not brain surgery, because the key component would make brain surgery. The key component is failing. You don't want to fail at brain surgery. Let me try! But you want to fail at getting into medical school, you want to fail at, doing your paper, just fail quickly, because a lot of times you prevent yourself from doing something because you think, I'm going to fail at it if I try. And it's like, well, yes, of course you're going to fail. That's the key component to succeeding, is failing at it first. Nobody skips that failure step. We have a process in acting for controlled failure. It's called rehearsal. And we fail and fail and fail and fail and fail, and then you get an audience, and then you fail some more, and you need proper costumes, and you keep failing, and then suddenly you start succeeding a little bit. And you're like, oh, this is going pretty good now. So failure is not to be avoided. Failure is to be embraced and sort of driven headlong into. So if you're like, I really want to start like a podcast where I talk about action figures, and you go, okay, we'll do it. No, because I can't do it right. Yeah, that's right, you can't. So go fail at it until you do it right. And once you give yourself permission, and I'm giving you permission, once you give yourself permission to fail, it's so much easier to succeed. Yes?
If somebody told you you had to spend the rest of your career doing either voice work or live work, which one would you pick?
Theater. I would do live theater, hands down. And I would still go to conventions. Because honestly, the best part about voice work is coming to the conventions. Doing the booth work is fun. It's you know, it's hard work. It's technical. There's a lot of sort of technical aspects to it. But like this is live performing. I'm very comfortable in front of a group of people and working on stage, especially like a Shakespeare play. I could do that for the rest of my life. I have a buddy of mine who's a stunt coordinator and stunt actor / actor out in LA, and he's been in all the Pirates movies, and he's a big time stunt guy. Bless him. And he and I want to start a Shakespeare festival out in Victor, Idaho, just across the pass from, I can't remember the name of the fancy rich people town that's across the pass, but that to me would be like a goal, to live the rest of my life in the mountains and nature doing Shakespeare. And then flying out to anime conventions.
So apparently you like Shakespeare. Which one is your favorite of his sonnets?
Of his sonnets? Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love that alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. It is the star to every wandering bark. I don't remember my best friend's wedding. Yes. You're welcome.
Has there ever been like a voice that you've ever wanted to use for a character, but you just haven't had the opportunity?
Yes, it's this one. He's like a really old British roadie. Like
It's
the roadie.
Monty Python.
Yeah, it's very Monty Python. I should have a fake nose and a hump.
They call him Christy, my other actor friends. They're like, pull Christy out of. Yes. And so then they twiddle me around as Christy.
Yes, I would like to get you some water. This is the bad water.
I haven't had an opportunity to use that yet. Someday. Yes.
Which one of Shakespeare's plays is your favorite?
I just did Taming of the Shrew, and I adapted it into a screenplay that I'm about 3/4 of the way through, and I played Petruchio, and I shall play Petruchio again in the film when I produce it, hopefully. Films take a lot. When you get into film work, you have to start thinking in terms of like a month is like a year in film terms. So it's like, oh, I'll work on that this year. And then maybe next year or the year after I can get to getting it done. Because once you get a couple of film projects going, which I have going, you're like, oh, this is going to take up all of 2014. This forearm right here, I don't know why. It's a very demanding forearm. Get to work! Yes?
Okay, so first, all your voice acting is very amazing. But I have to ask, how do you find the voices you want to use for all the characters? How long does that take you?
11 seconds. Yeah, in general, what happens is you'll go in and you'll listen to the director and he'll be like, well, this is sort of he said kind of, and then they play the Japanese and you're like, okay, and then you kind of start in the same vein as the Japanese, and then the director will go, no, bump that down, no, a little higher tone, no, how about make it more gruff? Yeah, a little more gravel, and but that's it, now he's ready. Now he's ready to be an evil turtle. Someone get the monkey out of here.
Okay.
Yes, my lady.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
I don't know. They're all Pixar. Is Pixar Disney now? So does that count? Classic Disney?
Yeah, like Beauty and the Beast and like
Mulan.
Mulan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Probably Lion King. Because I saw that with my wife when she was just my girlfriend and my ex-girlfriend was in line behind. I was like, okay, cool. And Travis comes out, and they're like the gaudiest, ugly, pink surfer dude with so good, just like the dumbest looking shorts, way too tight. So they're like surfer shorts down to your knees, but they're tight all the way, and it's like, I was like, thanks, man. I put him on, and I come out, and Travis is out there already, and he's got the exact same shorts. We're buddies. And then Laura cleaned us out in Texas Hold'em that night. She totally schooled the table. We had a little poker game in my room. And I lost all 20 of my dollars. It's very, very sad. Okay, that seems to be a good stopping place. I need 8 volunteers. We'll go 1, we'll go 2, we'll go 3, we'll go 4. Way in the back 5 in the red. Way in the back 6 in the blue. Right sitting here in the beard and the hair. Over here in this corner. I think that's 8. Is that 8? No, one more. I will never choose her! All the way back in the corner there. So this is a little awkward room for this, so we're going to have to adjust. Make a circle around me. Sorry, I stepped on your foot. Shoot back as far as you can. Oh, not that far. This isn't too bad. See if you're going to have to fill in there. Okay. What? Happy birthday. How old are you?
19.
19? You want some cookie?
No, I'm good, thanks.
So I like this game because I like this game.
I don't have one.
I like this game because it expresses all the components of acting, but I'm just going to do the game first and then we'll talk about it a little bit afterwards. What we're going to do is I'm going to point to someone, like this gentleman right here, and I'm going to say elephant, and you'll make the trunk of the elephant. So go ahead and make the trunk, and then one ear on this side and one ear on you make one ear on that side. Yeah, perfect. Elephant. Now let's see elephant here, and let's see elephant here. Now you have to switch. No, she's the elephant. Not trunk, ear. There you go. Okay, relax, elephants. Now the next one I might do would be horse. And if I say horse, you bend forward like that. And then we'll triangle it. You can add sound. It's perfectly allowed. Triangle ears on either side. You don't have to triangle. You're the horse. Bend forward. It usually isn't this complicated. I'm only teasing. It's always this complicated. So let's see horse. Let's see horse. Oh, I tricked you. Okay, relax. The next one is rabbit. Rabbit is like this, rabbit. And then bunny ear, there you go, rabbit. Wow, your rabbit had 4 teeth. And then rabbit. Oh, gotta pay attention, gotta pay attention, gotta pay attention. Okay, and relax. Now you won't do all, oh wait, so what did I do? Horse, rabbit, elephant. There's a 4th one called donkey. And the way donkey works is I'll point here and I'll say donkey. And you can't move at all. So what happens is if you're not in, well, let's actually just, we'll do a little practice round. Elephant, horse, rabbit. And as soon as I go on to the next animal, you can relax. You don't have to stay in the elephant. Awesome. Donkey. Oh, see, now you would be out. Now, failure is always good. We applaud failure, so when someone gets out, we'll say, yay! Failure is the first step to success. So I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging. What I'm going to do is, in a sort of relaxed manner, count to 10 and make sure that you're in that position by the time I count to 10. I don't like people to be filled with tension because acting is really elephant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Horse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rabbit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Horse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You guys are really good. Elephant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Horse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rabbit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Donkey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Horse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That horse was confused. 7, 8, 9, 10. What's the matter with your rabbit's ear? Give it a round of applause. I just like dancing. Horse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rabbit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, give it a round of applause. You want to steer? This is only 4 of you. Rabbit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Donkey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Who failed? This guy. You stand in front of me. Yeah, now you're going to have to like ninjas, you know, like swarming eels. Horse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rabbit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your rabbit almost didn't make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Horse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Give them all applause for failing. So what I like about that exercise, other than how funny it is to see people make animals, is it has all the elements of acting. Was it entertaining to watch?
Yes.
Did people seem unsure or uncomfortable with their movements?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah. But were they still driving towards making something happen?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the key to acting. The key to acting is not to be focused on yourself, but to be focused on an activity, to be focused on your objective. Your objective in this case being to make an animal before 10, or to remember not to move when I say donkey. So that's your objective. Typically in acting you have an objective, you have partners. So the other thing is working with your partners on the stage. So if you get nervous, focus on your objective, focus on your partner. And then you also have an obstacle. In acting there's always an obstacle, and that's what creates the drama. If I did that game and I took away the time and I was like, you have all the time in the world and I'm going to point at you and make this animal shape that I told you to make, that'd be a really boring game. Elephant. Good job. So you've got to have an obstacle. So the obstacle in this case being the time limit and your brain power. Because you're, but it can use that limbic system to make you nervous and crazed, and then you have to act through it, which is typically what you do anytime you act. You feel terrified, and then you ride the terror like a wave of doom to audience destruction. I just said that out loud with my mouth. Any questions thus far? Yeah?
Have you ever played the game Honey, If You Love Me, Can You Please Just Smile?
Ah, yes.
Oh, I love that game.
How do you play it?
It's a game,
Honey? See, look, she's already explaining.
yeah.
Honey?
It's more funny like this. Honey, I love you. Then you have to say I love you too, but I just can't smile. I'm smiling again. I love evil. Until really, evil's crying in the corner now. Why don't you love me? Any other questions, yes?
Is there any kind of weird thing you had to do in order to do a voice in a movie?
A weird thing I had to do in order to do a voice? Other than the hands with Austria? Oh my goodness, I am Austria! No, not really. No, not so much. Although one of my favorite new things to do is to do Arnold Schwarzenegger lines in Austria's voice. Get to the chopper! I don't know why, because neither of us really sound Austrian. Any other questions about acting before we move on to the next exercise? Yes, my lady.
Do you have anything to like help somebody who's really nervous about being the lead in the play? You gotta rely kind of on other people's lines. Like, how would you help somebody kind of work through if somebody else doesn't remember their lines?
Oh gosh, that's a very good specific question.
Well, like improv, I understand improv because
Right.
I do acting, like I'm in my drama club, but like
Right.
I was the lead in the last play, and if somebody forgot their line, I kind of tried to move it along, but there's only so much I could do without messing other people up.
Yeah, that's, I mean, you can talk to the director and say, hey, that person doesn't know their lines. Maybe we can do a speed through. And so you speed through, and when they hit bobbles in their lines, you stop and you speed through that part 10 times till they get it right, just really quick. Like, it's best to handle it before you get on stage. If you're already on stage and someone has forgotten their lines, like 2 seconds of blank time on stage feels like 7 hours. It's like, and then you continue going and the audience almost doesn't notice, but inside your heart. Because what happens in that moment is you go straight into limbic mode, fight or flight, and it's like, and you snap. It's like, why did I just kill Juliet? It's not time. So, you know, the key is to breathe and be with your partner, and yeah, you just got to move it along as best you can. If you're really with someone who's like horribly, chronically unsure of their lines, you just have to be 100 times more sure for them. So that if they get to a point where they don't know, you can be like, well, gee, I wonder what's in the refrigerator. And then you continue on. Or you can figure out ways to move it along to the next point. There's a famous story about, this has nothing to do with blowing lines, but there was Wait Until Dark was a Broadway play with a blind girl and a killer. And they had forgotten the gun, to set the gun on stage, and so she got jelly out of the refrigerator and went, "Poison jelly!" One of my favorite stories was a guy there might have been Rear Window or something, some play with a dude in a wheelchair, and they get to the edge of the stage and something had like messed up on the set, so he couldn't roll over it, so I was like, walk off stage. Had he been thinking, he would have gone and, you know, flopped on the stage and crawled himself off. That would have been awesome. But the key is, someone going up on lines is a great example of how important it is to be focused on objective, overcoming obstacle, and connection with the partner, because one of the most potent moments on stage you'll ever see is when two actors are facing off like this and they both think it's the other one's line. That moment will hang in air for like 20, 30 seconds. But they're fully connected, so you don't mind, and then suddenly one of them will go, "Oh yeah, we should go." But staying connected is the key to making it. You know, because sometimes if someone goes up on lines, you just pretend, "I wonder if my friend here in this play is having a stroke." They'll be like, "I did." You know. Check their pulse, see if they're okay. You have to deal with what you're given on stage. There's no way to avoid what happens on stage. We had a girl on a show one time. She puts on her shoe in the middle of the scene, and there happened to be a giant Texas cockroach in it. So she was like, finally she couldn't take it, she took it off, and the cockroach was like, you know, Texas size, like this big, kaboom, boom, 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 across the stage. And she had little bite marks all over her feet too, she was showing us backstage. But it was this amazing moment, because they both went, and the boy she was in the scene with had a shoe and went, chased it off the stage. But if a giant cockroach is on stage, you have to deal with it. Oh, and then I was in a production of Camelot one time, where King Arthur came in, and he had this big long cape, and he swings it around up to the front of the stage, and it got caught on a coat hanger. And so the coat hanger went, ka-clang, clang, ka-clang, clang, look at me! We're sitting right in the middle of the stage, and he just goes, "Merlin and its confounded contraption." So, you know, on stage you just have to deal with what you're given, because the audience isn't going to erase that from their mind. They can see it. But you can't dwell on it. You forgot your line. No, you just got to move on. And when all else fails, just plow forward. The audience will be like, "That seemed weird for a minute, but now it's fine." They don't really notice what
that's the
happened.
best thing. The audience does not know when you're forgetting your lines. That's...
Except if you're doing a famous Shakespeare play called Taming of the Shrew, where you mix up the tongue-tail bit, like I did one night when all my favorite people were in the audience. And my Kate was like, "What the hell was that?" It's like, I reversed it. Tongue into tail, the tail tongue. I just got confused. And she was like, "There's only so much you can do with them." But actually, I just found out from my Kate that her boyfriend's book on The Room, do you guys know the Tommy Wiseau?
I know.
He wrote a book on the making of that. James Franco's company just purchased the rights to her boyfriend's book, so it's going to be Megan's movie time. There will be popcorn. There will be bread. Not blood. I made bread. That's how I got myself. So let's move on to the next exercise. For the next exercise, do not raise your hand if you already got to volunteer, my 8 volunteers. I need 6 volunteers. We'll do pink and black in the back. We'll do blue in the gray shirt. We'll do white lab coat here. We'll do you young ladies. You'll have to take that off. Yeah. You come.
You didn't say raise my
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need. Uno más. Uno más. Uno más. You. I know, I'm hilarious.
I said no short jokes.
No short jokes? I got a short joke for you. You're short! That's not really a joke. That's more like a horrible, terrible thing to say. It's okay, fist bump. We'll fist bump it out. No. So, this exercise is a translation exercise. A translation of gibberish. Has anyone spoken gibberish? It's like Sims language. Right? So it's just what we can all practice it right now. The way I like to practice gibberish is simply you guys Stinchkova. In Dogeres da jibe tocada tizda. Me con the tower. Tower bonga. So you just let your brain sort of come unhinged, and then you just start talking. So let's partner you up first. You're a 1, you're a 2, you're a 3. You're a 1, you're a 2, you're a 3. So 1s get with 1s, 2s get with 2s. Oh, I did it on accident. I love this. All right. Okay. It's going to be awesome. So practice, you can practice with your friends next to you. Practice talking English. Can be tuned to balance like that. Oh my God!
Sounds like German.
Oh, gut, das ist Business. Was machst du mit dir?
La vedete dove era?
Morzaka?
Delle colere, ce l'ha?
Sicuro piace.
Sapete che là?
Best.
La.
Very good. You're going to go first. The rest of you go have a seat. So what we'll do is we'll have one of you stand here. We'll have the other one stand here. So just separate yourselves by a little bit. Now what's going to happen? Can everyone see them if I do this?
Yes.
That wasn't a joke about you. It's not all about you and your shortness. Just mostly. So the way this is going to work, who's going to gibberize and who's going to translate?
I guess I'll translate.
You'll translate, so you'll gibberish?
Sure.
So what's going to happen is the gibberish speaker, this is like you're talking to the UN or something and you have your translator. So what's going to happen is you'll speak in gibberish, Gabachita Atonga, and then you give them just a little piece to translate, and the translator will receive the information, and then talk to us, translating what you've heard. I like pickles. Awesome. And you give and take, listen to your partner.
Be nice.
I can't. Never be nice.
You're adorable, but I can't promise anything.
Now, what you have to do is accept what each partner gives, and it's all about playing and communicating, and mostly it's about letting your brain take a hiatus, and you just let your mouth talk. Okay? And I'm going to be sitting right here, kneeling down here, giving you maybe a little coaching like, talk, translate, talk. Pretty much all I did. But it's really specific. So when you guys are ready, the gibberish speaker will call curtain. We shall all fall silent and listen to them with rapt attention. Whenever you're ready.
Curtain! Hello! Oh.
Oh my god, I want to go back.
So I went back to my girlfriend's apartment after a date, right? And I open a door and there's just beanbags all over the floor. I'm like, babe, are you buying from eBay again? I told you we don't have the funds for this. The debt collectors are at our door. I have to sell a few organs. This isn't going to work. I mean, I'm still recovering from the kidney I lost. Why can't you just understand? You can't buy more beanbags. And so I took her gently by the shoulders and said, sweetheart, you're driving me nuts. And I threw her to the floor.
I'm gonna adjust my pants.
Awkward turtle.
I went to go actually speak.
Cool.
Okay, everyone, I'm just trying to...
They didn't like me. But they did like the cat I was holding. He was small and red and had a furry head. It was very cute. But they didn't like it all the same. Probably because I bit him. Yeah, she likes fish.
Next. Oh, no, she went right by me. Or a spirit. Tell me you're scaring me. Whatever you're ready.
Welcome to history class. Once upon a time, there were two people. One of them was him. We do not know how old he is. And he came in that door, I think. We all thought he was a little crazy, but his tales were familiar somehow. Sound like grim tales, like the Red Riding Hood. Yes, that's one we brought up. He was there. He was the wolf.
Give a round of applause. As you can see, it takes very little time to land a jet aircraft on an aircraft carrier at night in the middle of the ocean, which is just what everybody did who got up here. So, was that entertaining to watch? Yeah, and it's because that exercise forces you to go with what your partner does. And the only thing you have is your partner. And then you have the reaction of the audience, and it always produces really, really excellent examples of what acting is. Even if you're, I don't know if any of you are actors or not, or whether you were, was this anyone's first time standing up in front of a group?
Nope.
Okay.
Many drama classes.
Got a bunch of pros. So it makes me look like an amazing teacher. So I'll wrap it up with that and open it up for questions for a little bit, and then I can also sign for the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Like I said, in the drama club at my school, like, is there any other than the two exercises you showed us that you might suggest to like build? Because we have some shy people in our drama class. Like, what would you suggest we could do for exercises to help them?
That would be really fun.
Yeah, really fun, shy people exercises. There's one called New York Lemonade, which if we have a bigger room, sometimes I play that. And it's where you have two teams and they say, where are you from? New York. What are you drinking? Lemonade, which is why it's called New York Lemonade. But that's just sort of the opening to it. And then both teams come up to this end. And one team's in there's sort of a no man's land in between. And one team's decided on an occupation they're going to act out, like dentists. So everybody's like acting like dentists. And the other team on the other side of the no man's land is like, car mechanic, surgeon, dentist. And as soon as you say dentist, the team playing dentist runs back behind their safe line, and the other team's trying to tag them, and it goes back and forth. And you don't notice that you're acting because everybody's acting at the same time. And it's exciting because you're getting chased and falling down and breaking bones. That's one good one. The other thing is just to fail. Just if someone's shy, just get up and fail until it feels good.
Like, our drama, because we have some younger kids in our drama class, because our high school people won't like it because drama geeks are weird.
They totally are.
Yeah, thanks.
We're pretty freakish, but you know what? Awesome. Very
There's this
likable.
TV show that
Use
some
that
of the
word.
little kids watch, some of us watch too. They do an A to Z, like, improv thing.
Yeah.
I start a sentence with A, you would then go with B, and then C, and then so on. It's a really good way to for an extra.
Yeah, that's a good one. The other one that I'm most in favor of, and it's the way I was trained as an actor, is the Viola Spolin technique of improvisational acting, which has to do with space work and getting in contact with the space. Basically, it's an exercise structure to teach you how to be 7 again. Because we're all amazing actors when we're 7. We're like, you know, so you're fully engulfed in the reality. And so the Spolin spacewalk exercise sort of frees up everybody to be a kid again and to feel what it feels like to act. That's one I would recommend. Yeah.
Do you have any advice for inspiring actors for the stage?
For this to act. Every chance you get, every time you get in a room, every time you're allowed, do it. Practice monologues at home. Never quit. Go to auditions a lot. Never stop. Find out the auditions that are happening tonight and go to them. The Alma community players. I don't know. There's no. But and then move to a city with great theater. Chicago's right, down the street here. That's where I started. I started in Chicago. I went to DePaul University there, a great conservatory acting program. Chicago has tons of theaters to work in, but most towns have really great theaters to work in. There's always some place to audition for a show. We drove through Sparkle, Michigan. I don't know, someplace with a sushi place 15 minutes away from here. And they were doing Importance of Being Earnest. Just 15 minutes away at an awesome old theater, and it's a community. It looks like a community theater. Do what? Mount Pleasant. That's right, because I kept making the joke. Mount Pleasant, and then further down, Mount Not So. Yes, Millie.
An audition coming up soon in which I might have to do a voice. Any tips? We're doing Snow White at the Broadway Theater where they're doing Important.
Oh, really? Snow White? What type of voice might you have to do?
Like sneezy and grumpy because I'm short and that's the
The sneezy and grumpy, those like doing like caricatures of a dwarf. You start like if I was doing sneezy, I would start with what it feels like to always be sneezing. And that voice would come out of there. If I was grumpy, I'd just picture what it's like to be, and let the physicalization come in. So whatever dwarf you're doing. Had to go there.
I know. I was waiting for it.
Not now. So whatever dwarf you're auditioning for, just kind of physicalize it and start with whatever characteristic they get. Sleepy, where do you feel sleep? Because it's not about where sleep or sneeze or grump comes from for everybody. It's where do you feel grumpy? I know when I'm grumpy, it starts like right here. If I'm sneezing, in the nose, you can feel the tickle, and you allow that tickle to inform the voice. Whatever way it does to you. Yes, sir.
Did you have any vocal training or have any vocal, voice actor trainers prior to actually doing auditions?
Yeah, I was the conservatory at DePaul University. We have voice and speech class every year for 4 years. We have movement class every year for 4 years. We have acting, just regular acting, and then there'll be like Shakespeare or stage combat or weaponry or juggling or yoga or waltz or, just on and on and on. So we were just steeped in all the different elements of the voice. But the voice is a really simple instrument. What happens with the voice, a baby can cry at the top of its lungs for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours before they lose their voice. And if I were to ask you to scream at the top of your lungs for as long as you can, you get about 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds, and then your voice starts going. And it's because a baby has no concept that anybody's going to care what people think of its voice. So it's just pure communication. So what most of the voice work we did was releasing tension, releasing self-doubt, releasing your own sort of impression of your voice, and just allowing it to be free, allowing it to come out how it wants to come out. My voice has a real nasal quality to it that makes it very identifiable in all the sort of anime I do. People are like, there's the child. In a good way. And for a long time I'd hear myself on tape and be like, oh God, it's horrible. Because it sounds like me, exactly like me. We've all had that experience where you hear yourself on tape and you're like, I don't sound like that. But yes, you sound exactly like that. So the key is to just be very comfortable with yourself. Accept exactly who you are. And then play with that. You know, once you're comfortable with who you are, you have all the freedom to play in the world. Yes?
Okay.
There's lots of people
Right behind me.
Right.
But, I know personally, I play the bad, like, roles. I am witchy, I am terrible, and I know that. But I would honestly really like to be able to play the good guy for once. Do you have any ideas, like, how I'd be able to transition to that, to be able to play the good guy actually well?
None whatsoever. No, you know what's interesting is you want to break out of sort of your wheelhouse, as it were, to show that you've got other skills. So you may just have to pick something that is a good guy role that you want to work on, and then just work on it by yourself. You know, figure out what you want to do to be a good guy. I am always a bad, crazy, evil, short, alien scientist. That's all I ever play. Or Austria. So it's, yeah, so be comfortable with who you are, but if you got something you want to strive for, you know, go for it. I'm doing a role this summer where I have to put on some pounds and be very stupid. And that's, I've had a lot of directors say to me that I have trouble communicating a lack of intelligence. And I was like, that's not a compliment. I'm not sure. It means I'm a bad actor if I can't hide what's going on behind my eyes. So I've been working on trying to figure out how to simplify. You know, because it's difficult. Yes.
Oh, yeah. So for a guy who's looking for voice actors on something, how would you suggest I treat them?
Say that again?
Oh, sorry. For a guy who's looking for voice actors on something, how would you suggest I treat them?
Mean. Just be mean to them. No, you're looking for voice actors for a project you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you treat. I always look at actors as my greatest resource. They're my boss. I'm not in charge of them. When I'm on set, I'm looking for the most awesome thing the actors can do and trying to give them the right playground to play in to make them the most comfortable so they can feel the freest. So I look at myself as like a coach with athletes out on a field, and I want to figure out how to remove their blocks or stops and give them the most freedom. So I would treat them as gold. Because I tell you this, a brilliant actor in your stable for whatever project is going to make you 100 times better the director than you ever were. Yes?
An actress I really look up to is like Natalie Portman.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I love the accent she can do, and it's a big transition. Is there any
I love how pretty she is.
Is there like any advice other than just like pure practice for accents that you have?
Yeah, accents are really easy. Accents are one of the things that everybody can do. Oh,
I've worked really hard on like my English accent, but now like I try to work on doing an Irish, and then I just keep slipping into
slipping back
one
into
that I
English.
practice more.
Right, you see, that's the way it is. Once you get one, it starts sticking with you that way. So if you're looking to do Irish in particular, you can go online and you search for, you know, Irish dialect phoneme translation or Irish dialect Irish dialect practice, and they'll give you like where the certain sounds change. And the way I get Irish, the way I always start with the Irish, is with the I, the I to I. So like you're try, buy, fry, lie. So you're not saying lie, you're saying la-e. U-H-E-E. So you learn for those, like the I sound is E. So you say, try to buy my fries, guy. Whatever, you know, so you can take any sentence and just look for the Yeah, I'll just pick. Would you like to get paid to get college credit? Do you think you might be interested in majoring in math or science? So, you know, and you go and you highlight those words, and you just practice that one shift until you get that down naturally, and then you work to the next one. And so as you add those in, because what makes an accent sound false is not what you're forgetting to do. It's what you think you're doing right, but are actually doing wrong. Like the father sound in the British, like ask. Yeah, ask. Ask, the ask vowel. Because it's very specific where it comes in and where it leaves. Because you can say, yes I can. No, I
have to choose
can't.
what part of England you're going to do.
Yeah, yeah, right, you got that. Because
If
that
you're
can
in
make a lot
Londoner, you don't
difference.
say the TH sound, you make an F instead, like everything.
Everything, that's right. Oh, we've only got 5 minutes left. Let's sign stuff. Do you want stuff signed or whatever? Make a line right